A.J. Ash in the left lane, dialed a 568. Got Johnny LaBousse Sr. over here in the right-hand lane, dialed a 587. First pair out in the big race tonight. Both of them stage. Here comes the tree down. Red light start for Johnny LaBousse, giving the automatic winner over to A.J. Ash. 23. And the next pair of door cars up. We've got Frank Cahotek over in the left-hand lane, the lane closest to the camera. And we got Kenny Underwood in the Camaro over here in the right-hand lane. Frank's dialed a 599. Kenny's dialed a 605. That Jiggs car there in the right-hand lane. Both of them pre-staged. Here comes the tree. Both of them away clean and green. Let's see what happens down at the stripe. Down at the top end of the track. Give the victory to Kenny Underwood. Run a 613 with a 4 off his. Next pair up, you got Rusty Ashmore dialed a 653. You got Brandon Gerald dialing a 656 in the little pick-me-up truck. Both of them away clean. Down at the top end of the track. Give the victory to Rusty Ashmore. And dialed a 653, run a 656 with a 1. Over in the other hand lane, he dialed a 656, dialed a 661. Greg Toy over in the left-hand lane in the Vega, dialed a 623. He'll be racing Johnny LaBousse Jr. Little LaBousse, dialed a 656. Both of them away clean. Down to the top end of the track. Give the victory to Greg Toy. He'd run a 23 or 24-2 on his 23. Chris Edson in the topless Corvette over there in the left-hand lane, down to 629. Took home all the cash last night and the Iron Man. He'd be racing Clint Dishman. Clint's down to 611.
Hey, this is the K&R Performance losing package round here, so remember, the best losing package of this round will get a dial board from K&R Performance. Again, K&R Performance round. Edson and Dishman, here we go. 12 foul separating the finish line. Give it to Dishman, dead on with a 7. He'll go to the next round. Breakout on Edson. Edson will have a buyback. Buybacks. Top floor of the tower. Buyback only once. Landry 4, Gulfport, Mississippi, 566 dial. Ryan Dillman, 505, dial in the Corvette Roadster out of the Steve Schmidt plant. If we look at this is the K&R Performance round, we're looking for the best package from K&R, the best losing package. Dial board from K&R. Right hand side, Dillman dead on with a deuce, 36 light, takes the win. Landry 4, have a chance at a buyback. pair, Greg Spencer, Goodlettsville, Tennessee, 630 dial in. Alan Jarvis out of New Albany, Mississippi, in the pickup truck, dialed 610. A&R Performance, round number 1. Dixie House Iron Band, 50K. Finish line, give it to Spencer. The Tennessee car goes to round number 2. Jarvis have a chance at a buyback. Kevin Rod, sponsor of the round. K&R sponsor. He'll try to do some damage in his little Vega. 594 dial in. Chris Fulcher over in the little Rambler, dialed 623. Our side, Fulcher takes the win, 006 light, 624 to 623. Rod runner up in a pair. Rick Taylor, Summit Lane, 555 dial. Travis Eaton, 601 dial in the Coca-Cola lane. K&R Performance, first round. Coming at you right here. Best losing package of the round. Sees Kevin Rod, you get a dial board. Action times, both cars. Taylor takes the win. How about a 001 light, dead on with a deuce for a 3 package. He'll go to the next round. Travis Eaton, 16 on the tree, 2 with a 7. He's runner up in the pair. Next pair coming at you, Billy Connery out of Leroy, Alabama. 653 dial in the Camaro. He's up against Charlie Bottoms out of Rogerville, Arkansas. He's in the later model Camaro, model 562. Again, K&R Performance, first round, coming at you here to Dixie House, 50K. If you want a hamburger, hot dog, drink, go over to the big tent. See Dale Simon over there at the tent. He's giving away hamburgers, hot dogs. All you got to do is show your armband. Show your armband, get you a hamburger, hot dog, cold water. And if you're a racer out there, go see the Dixie House over there. Get you something to eat, supper time. Double breakout win goes to Conley, 652.5 on a 653. Bottoms will have a chance at a buyback. Brandon Gerald, Ashland City, Tennessee, in the pickup truck. Call him Superman, 667 dial. Derek Hubbard, Memphis, Tennessee, tough customer, 642. 4-car truck matchup. Round number 1, K&R Performance. 9,000 separating them. Flip a coin. Finish line. Superman, dead on with an egg, takes a win with a 10 light. Breakout, 8,000 on Hubbard. He'll have a chance at a buyback. And we're looking for K&R Performance, best losing package of the round. Winner gets a dial board. Carlos Diaz-Rees out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, $566 on that good-looking Vega. Randy Seal out of Pontiac, Mississippi, in the pickup truck, $578. With K&R Performance, round number 1, coming at you here at the Dixie House 50K. If you haven't seen the new dial boards that Kevin Scott, they really look great in the daytime with the white lights. They're very visible. You can see them from the tower in the daytime. It's really the way to go. .005 red light on Diaz to win the seal. He'll go to the next round. About 5,000, sorry. Tyler Eccles, Carrollton, Texas, $483 dial. Jeff Sams, Nobleville, Indiana, $595 dial. One of the Indiana cars we got here with us, racing against one of the Texas cars we got. Eccles. Sam's. Good matchup. Texas, Indiana. Round 1, K&R Performance. Streaming live on RaceDataShop.com. If you're at home, tell your friends. If you're in the motorhome to watch it, turn it to RaceDataShop.com. Watch it live. Mr. Eccles goes 002 red. He'll have a chance at a buyback. Sam's goes to round number 2. Brian Garner, Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Got a Missouri car on the grounds. Bobby Johns, Tampa, Florida. We got them from all over, it seems like, but Tennessee. Five thou, separate the pair, flip a coin, finish line, tower side. Bobby Johns, Tampa, 496.3 on a 495. Go to round 2. Garner have a chance at the buyback. There's somebody that's won some money this year. Jimmy Smith, Roanoke, Alabama. Won him down in Montgomery 3 or 4 times already this year. He's up against a tough customer, though, out of Louisiana. Tommy Kelly went several rounds last night. Louisiana, Alabama. We got a LSU-Alabama matchup on the line right here. Hopefully LSU can get across the 50-yard line this time. Woo! I tell you what, tear him down, boys. Perfect light for Kelly, and he loses as he breaks out. Perfect 002 light for Smith. He breaks out a little bit less. Double breakout win. Smith goes to round 2. What a race. Kenny Smith, Morgantown, Indiana. Greg Brotherton, the Brodex Gang, one of our round 4 sponsors. Mena, Arkansas, dial 494. Finish line, double breakout win. Give it to Brotherton. 19 on the tree, 492.4 on a 494. Smith, 007 on the tree, but breaks out too. Again, if you want a burger or a dog, go over and see Dixie House Cafe under the tent. Just take your armband over there and get you one. Burgers and dogs for all racers and crew. Stephen McCory, Taylorsville, Georgia. Big time winner a couple years ago. Up against Wade White, St. Bernard Parish in Louisiana, Chalmette. I grew up there myself. Went to 7th grade there in Chalmette. Travelers we had coming. Tower side, Wade White, 002 light, 7th thou under, takes the win. McCory, 009 on the tree, 9th thou under. For the best losing run of that pair. I tell you what, some great reaction times right here in Glen in round number 1. Buddy Farrell, Brighton, Tennessee, local car. Going up against Don Hanson out of Palm Beach, Florida. Made the long trip here to try to win this $40,000. Buddy Farrell dead on with a 1. He'll go to the next round. Hanson was 30 on the tree, 7th thou under. He'll have a chance at a buyback. Edmund Richardson, Greenbrier, Tennessee, $463. Travis Eaton on the tower side, Waynesboro, Tennessee, dialed 645. Double breakout win goes to Richardson. Eaton was 006 on the tree. Breaks out 24th thou. Richardson 11th thou under with a 31 light. So Richardson survives the scare in round number 1. Scott Cook, Hillsboro, Missouri, 488 dial. Jeff Strickland, Red Bay, Alabama, 485 dial. Double breakout win. Scott Cook takes the win. He'll go to round number 2. Chasing Folk, Jesse Bobo. Folk perfect on the tree. Goes 1 thou under on a double breakout win. Bobo will have a chance at a buyback. Last night's runner-up. Casey Tritch and Travis Cannon. This is a K&R Performance round number 1. We'll find the best losing package at the end of the round. The winner gets a dial board from Kevin Rod. Next round's the Quick Fuel Technology round. Casey Tritch and John Herring out of Mena, Arkansas, 463 dial. Danny Schubert out of Olive Branch, Mississippi, dial 515. Plateau, Glenwood, Arkansas, 482 dial. Troy Williams Jr. out of Bradenton, Florida, dial 471. .002, 005, Williams takes the win. They go to the next round. Levi have a chance at a buyback. A lot of breakouts in round number 1. Charlie Coates and Ryan Dillman. Left hand lane takes the win. Charlie Coates, 490 with a 1 on a 491. Brian, I have a chance at a buyback. TJ Tracy, Millington, Tennessee, $475. Jason Rich, $475. .002, 009, finish line. Tower side, Jason Rich, 002, dead on with a 9. 11th thou package takes the win. We go to the next round. Brandon Taylor, Roanoke, Alabama, dial 501. Greg Roberts, Tyler, Texas, 533 dial. We'll turn the mic back over to Mr. Glenn here. He's did a heck of a job, by the way, this weekend. If you see him up here, thank him. He's did a great job. Again, Dixie House, tent's open if anybody wants to eat. Any drivers or crew, food's over there for ready to go. And this is the K&R Performance Round.
Roberts will have to buy his way back in if he wants to pick up a big $40,000 check. Dylan Bontrager, the Wiley, Texas runner. Side farthest from the camera takes on Mike Smith. Fifth closest to the camera, that's the summit side here at the track. Bontrager and Smith staging battles in. Here comes Smith. They're in. Feet to the beat goes red. Smith automatic advance. Bontrager will have to buy his way back into round number next. Big tip of the cap to the folks out there at the Dixie House Cafe tent. I can absolutely vouch for it. If you're looking for something, they've got hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cold bottled water. Stuck my hand in there and drew out a big iceberg of a club. Dixie and Dale Simon, huge tip of the cap to them. They are over there working hard for all the racers. If you want something, they've got it right now. The big pit party is going to be going on a little bit later as we wind things down. Mike Smith, Johnny LaBouche. Here's the loose caboose, taking on Brandon Caples, the West Monroe, Louisiana runner. Caboose in the lane closest to the camera. Winlight Caboose, margin of victory, 7th thou. Took it by less than 4 feet. Caples, I have to buy his way back into the K&R Performance round number 1. Tracy Sons, Hendersonville, Tennessee, taking on Larry Meadows, the Byhalia, Mississippi runner. Byhalia, right across the state line, just south of here. Bless you, Jim Palmer, bless you. Running there they go. Winlight says Tracy Sons. Race data shop team, moving on to round number next. Ryan Richardson, this ought to be a good race right here. Martin Nelson, the runner out of Texas, the Coca-Cola side, farthest from the camera. He's a prime-time player. Ryan Richardson, second-generation runner. Everybody knows his dad. Ryan's closest to the camera. They're in. They're off. Win light, Flying Ryan, margin of victory, 12 thou. Takes out Nelson. Nelson will have to buy his way back in to the buyback round. Troy Coughlin Jr. and the Jigs team. Jeff Bobo in his Father's Day present from last year. Son won the car up at the Jigs U.S. Open at Bowling Green. Chasing the big money. The 10 Tuck is next weekend at Bowling Green. Or if you're foot braking it, the World Foot Brake Challenge is at Bristol. Perfect reaction time for Bobo. Took too much stripe. Broke out by 1/1000. Bobo misses a perfect run by 1,000. Took too much stripe. Hands the win to Troy Coughlin Jr. Coughlin was tough. He was 009 dead on 1 10 thou package to take the win. That was a good race. John Beeson and Brandon Seal. Brandon Seal, Pontotoc, Mississippi. Don Beal, the Missouri runner, closest to the camera on the summit side. Away they go. Win light says Missouri. Beeson takes the win. Margin of victory, .008. Brandon Seal will have to buy his way back into the buyback round. Buybacks are in the tower in the announce booth. Don't forget, be sure to pay the announcer. He needs it. A.J. Ash driving Dale Simon's dragster. Playing for the home team. A.J. playing closest to the camera. Dakota Lowry. Calumet, Florida. They're in. They're off. Win light. Dakota. Look at that. Margin of victory, .00. Guy right here missed the run for the money by 1/1000th of a second. Good to see you, my friend. Donnie LaBouse. Here's the senior caboose. Jesse Glenn taking him on from Memphis, Tennessee. Got my good buddy Travis Eaton up here, the Waynesboro, Tennessee runner. I tell you what, it's double tough action up here today, isn't it, my friend?
Hey, I tell you what, you better be on your game up here. These boys ain't playing.
Now, you've had some success so far this year. I think you've won at Jackson and Holly Springs, and I think you won a big $5,000 race at Huntsville, if I'm right.
Huntsville won one at I-22.
Well, he's had some success. He's driving two-door cars. He's the one in that Oldsmobile Cutlass that I love so much, not doing quite the huge wheel stands that it used to.
We put a little small motor in it for the summertime. We'll put the big motor back in it.
I have to ask him if it's stock. Hanging out in the tower with us. And your wife is always out there. She's videotaping everyone. What do you guys do with a videotape?
We save them, look back over and see what the car is doing, and tune them for the next week.
No, videotape helps a lot. Jeffrey Gerald and Alan Wilkel. Alan Wilkel, good to see you, my friend, as always. Gerald out of Jolton, Tennessee. Wilkel out of Saraland, Alabama. Runner, Jeffrey Gerald, the winner. Jansen Melton, J to the Z, just announced he's going to be a brand new dad yesterday. Told everybody right over here on the microphone. I said, holy cow, are you kidding me? Taking on Greg Brotherton, the Brodix team car. Brodix team car and the M&M team car. 8 to the Z. Winlight hands it to Greg Brotherton. Took too much stripe. Freight trained him with like 20 thou. Brotherton, your winner, goes 461.1. Jansen way under 475 on 478. Here we go. The Pride of Wiley, Texas. Pride of Clyde, Texas. Ned Hudgens taking on Lee Ivy, transmission shop owner out of Benton, Kentucky. This is a K&R Performance round number 1. Ivy, Ned Hudgens, Winlight, Lee Ivy. Margin of victory 15 thou. He was 6 dead on 1, 7 thou package. Wynette was right there with him with 3 on the tree, and she missed the dial. Justin Bowers and Jim Shaw. Bowers, a Munford, Tennessee runner. Bowers driving the Corey Todd Performance Chassis entry. Agent duel. Finally Bowers goes in. Here's Jim Shaw. Bowers goes red by 2 thou. Ought to be a good run. Couple local runners. Derek Hubbard, D-Hub. Pride and Joy of Comp Cams. That's Scooter Brothers' right-hand man. Taking on Wiener, Arkansas, Tony Newberry. Driving for the Newberry Body Shop team. If you're ever in Wiener, Arkansas, and your car gets crumpled up, Tony Newberry will take care of it, fix it all for you. Derek Hubbard driving for Larry Irby. Car closest to the camera. Away they go. Winlight goes to Hubbard. Newberry tossed it away. 4th thou read the wrong way. Hubbard moving on. Newberry have to buy his way back into the buyback round. Don't forget, buybacks are in the announce booth in the crossover tower. Buybacks are in the announce booth of the crossover tower. Rick Taylor. Taylor by Hailey, Mississippi. Stacy Trich, Paragould, Arkansas. A couple of local runners. Hoosier tires on the back of Trich's car. Trich goes red 11 the wrong way. Taylor. Your winner, Trich, will have to buy his way back in on the buyback round. Oh, that's cool. Something I've never seen. We'll tell you about it on the next pair up. Timothy Smith, Rashad Blakely, Arkansas and Alabama. Smith part of that Roanoke Mafia. Double breakout. Smith breaks out the least. Margin of victory, look at that, .005. checking out 1320go.com right here in the tower. Literally live timing as you can see it. That's pretty cool right there. Shane Stout, Jackson, Tennessee. Hub City Tire, authorized Mickey Thompson Performance Dealer. Bubba Smith of Heidelberg, Mississippi. Winlight goes Smith. Stout broke out. Margin of victory 16 thou. Stout will have to buy his way back in. We're in K&R Performance round number 1. Jason Folk out of Regina, Saskatchewan. Jeremy Maples, Coweta, Oklahoma. Winlight Maples. Winlight Maples, margin of victory, 41 thou. Maples takes the win. Next up, Brad Taylor, Bullard, Texas. Jeff Stickland, Red Bay, Ontario, Canada. A Strick, right side, Coca-Cola side. Brad Taylor closest to the camera. Trying to find it. A-Strick goes red 9 the wrong way. Brad Taylor. Seeing a bunch of breakouts again this round. We saw it last night. Me and Jansen Melton were up here kind of commenting on it. We had an excuse last night. The excuse was the wind came through. Dropped all the temperature about 20 degrees in about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. It was a quick adjustment to kind of make an adjustment to. Buddy Farrell, here's the hitman. Taking on Alan Wickel, the Saraland, Alabama runner. Hitman in the camera, in the lane closest to the camera. Wickel, Coca-Cola side, farthest from the camera. Winlight, Wickel, look at that. Margin of victory, .001. Hitman broke out by 6 thou. He'll have to buy his way back in. Bob Henry out of Calgary, Alberta, taking on Dylan Bontrager, the pride of Wiley, Texas. Off and running, there they go. Wampage on the top end, double breakout. Bob Henry, your winner by 15 thou. There's 002 on the tree, double breakout. Bontrager will have to buy his way back in. We are in the K&R Performance, round number 1. Dixie House Cafe Ironman Classic, presented by RacingJunk.com. according to the Weather Channel, and this is based on the unofficial announcer's cell phone, he says it's 82 degrees out there. Kevin Rodden, K&R team. Team car headed down the left side of the racetrack. Wind light. 16 dead on 1, 17 thou package. Collier took too much stripe, handed the win. Stacy Carpenter, Mike Eccles. Eccles, a Texas runner, lane furthest from the camera. Stacy Carpenter, pride of Leroy, Alabama. Green light, Stacy Carpenter. Eccles will have to buy his way back into the buyback round. Next up, TJ Tracy and Brian Anglin. Tracy, the $1 Million Man, driving the Danny Nelson Racecraft shop car, sponsored by Motivation. Brian Anglin runs a transmission shop up in Medina, Tennessee. What's up with all these guys that run transmission shops? Brian Anglin, Buddy Farrell, Lee Ivey, and a whole bunch of them. Wind light goes to the $1 Million Man. He was 10 on the tree, and Anglin broke out, took way too much stripe. Here's Cody Graham. Ham Cracker himself taking on Frank Computer out of Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. Graham was leading the pack in the missing man formation. Yeah, dedication to Dylan Johnson a little bit earlier. That was cool. Feet to the G goes red by 7 thou. He'll have to buy his way back in. Frank Computer was there for the take, and he broke out by a country mile. Hey, I want one of those steady stacking shirts. Extra large, please. Jason Rich, here's your buy run. He won the run for the money. Rich run the one for the money. Jason Rich takes his buy run in round number 1, and he won the one for the money, picked up a cool $500. In K&R Performance, round number 1 at the RaceDataShop.com, Dixie House Cafe Ironman Classic, presented by RacingJunk.com. Cool as that. Now we're going to tally up the votes in round number 1, find out who had the best losing package. Somebody's going to walk away. Swag from our buddies at K&R Performance. That's Kevin Rodden. Glad to have them here. We'll be back right after this. All right, here we go. This is the buyback round in the door cars. Travis Eaton, the Waynesboro, Tennessee runner, taking on Frank Knuter. Fairbanks out of Fairbanks, Alaska. Win light to Eaton, and he is staying alive, staying alive. Eaton goes on, and Knuter's night is done. Here's last night's winner, Chris Eidson. Mineral Wells, Texas runner in the crop top 63 Corvette. Clean looking race car. Yeah, me and Jansen were talking last night, and since he won, that's probably going to be the new trend to paint your roll cage one of the neon colors like orange, like Eidson's got. Nice guy, got to meet him win last night. Car runs smooth. Johnny LaBouse. LaBouse driving a Chevrolet for probably the first time in a century, according to Paul Cartwright. LaBouse has been driving Mopar since a week after Moses parted the Red Sea. Look at that. Big LaBouse goes red. It was red by 7 thou. Eidson, last night's winner, will move on into round number 2. There went Dad. Here comes Son trying to hold up the family honor. Here's Caboose in the Duster. Landry 4, Gulfport, Mississippi in the Chevy 2 times. This is the buyback round for door cars. We need the buyback round for dragsters to lanes 3 and 4. Buyback round dragsters to lanes 3 and 4. Winlight LaBouse. Landry 4 got there too fast. Freight trained him, broke out. Little LaBouse is moving on. Pops' night is done for in the Camaro. All right, I hate to say it. Not supposed to say you've got a favorite. Here's one of my favorite drivers. Carlos Diaz Reyes, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Chevy Vega closest to the camera. Alan Jarvis, New Albany, Mississippi. Pickup truck, Coca-Cola side, farthest from the camera. Win like the Carlos Diaz Reyes. He'll be moving on into round number 2. Jarvis's night is done. Brandon Jarrell, Ashland City, Tennessee. Jeff Strickland out of Winnipeg, Red Bay, Thunder Bay, Ontario. A Strick in the dragster, Jarrell in the pickup. This should be a prime time matchup anywhere in the country. Winlight J Strick, double breakout, margin of victory, 4 thousandths of a second. That one equated to 27 inches. Strickland got there first, trying to run him down. He broke out by 5 Gerald broke out by 9, broke out the most, hands the win right back to Strickland. Strickland was 17 on the tree, so he was a little bit late. Don't forget, free food at the party tent. Free food at the party tent. If you haven't eaten, they've got hamburgers, hot dogs, potato chips over there, courtesy of our good friends from the Dixie House Cafe. Once we get finished with the buyback round, we'll be going into Quick Fuel Technologies round number 2. All right, here we go. Stacy Tritch, Paragould, Arkansas. Taking on Alan Wickle, Saraland, Alabama. Arkansas and Alabama, an SEC West matchup on the starting line. Swampage on the top end. Wickle was 001 on the tree. Goes 62 with a 4. Takes the win. Moving on into the next round. A.J. Ash, Gulfport, Mississippi, driving the Dixie House Cafe shop car. Danny Schubert, Olive Branch, Mississippi. Over in the Coca-Cola side, farthest from the camera. Winlight, Schubert, 7, dead on 2, 9th down package. This is a local matchup you're liable to see on any Saturday night here at Memphis International Raceway. Travis Eden, Waynesboro, Tennessee in the door car. Ryan Garner, Poplar Bluff, Missouri, driving the Danny Nelson racecraft closest to the camera. Ryan Garner goes red by 4 foul. Hey, would have been tough. Eaton was 5, dead on 8, 13 package. It would have been hard for Garner to beat that. Not much wiggle room around with a 13 package. Jason Folk, Regina, Saskatchewan. Brandon Cables, West Monroe, Louisiana. Like Cables. Margin of victory 12 thou as it played out less than 30 inches. About 2.5 feet. Stephen McCrory, here comes the champ. Ryan Dillman, Indianapolis. Corey closest to the camera on the summit side. Coca-Cola Lane, the Indianapolis runner, Ryan Dillman. Flying Ryan, dial 484. goes to round number next. 14 dead on 9. 23 package. Take the win. Margin of victory 18 thou. Mike Eccles and Larry Meadows. One of the cool things on one of the screens that we've got, you can see all of the runs that the driver has ran so far earlier today. So that's cool. In round number 1 in the time trials, we see it in the Run for the Money, and then in the first round too. Here's my buddy. Looks like he's going to grab something to eat. Probably sit on in with some color commentary. Are you still in, or did you get beat? Got handed to it. There you go, Mike Eccles and Larry Meadows. Meadows a winner. Meadows was 5, 12 thou package. Excuse me, 5 and then 12 on the dial for 17 package. Here, help me eat these chips too. Got plenty of them. Dig into. I don't need them. I'm watching my weight. I'm watching it go steadily up and up and up. Driver not on file, taking on Kenny Smith. At the Morgantown, Indiana runner. Driver not on file went red by a country mile, actually about 3 thou. Kenny Smith broke out, but he was still in by virtue of the red light. Ought to be a good race. You're liable to see this anytime, any Saturday night right here at Memphis International Raceway. These guys are always in the late rounds. Cody Graham, Millington, Tennessee, the Graham Cracker. Taking on Tony Newberry, body shop owner, the pride of Weiner, Arkansas. Look at that, good race. Graham Cracker, 3 on the tree, 13 on the dial, 16th out package. Weiner broke out trying to take too much stripe. Weiner, what am I saying? Weiner, Newberry. He's out of Weiner, Arkansas. I'll get it right in a second. What am I thinking? Food is what it is. Driving me nuts. I got one sitting up here. I got a hamburger and a hot dog over at the Dixie House Cafe tent, and they are to die for. Jansen Melton just brought a whole bunch of food up here, and it's driving me crazy is what it is. Don Hanson and T.J. Tracy headed down track. One light goes to Hanson, the Florida runner. 17. 10 over 27 package. Tracy couldn't run the number. He was way off. Pride of Clyde, Texas, Wynette Hudgens. Wynette Hudgens taking on Jesse Bobo. Mr. Thursday almost became Mr. Friday night last night. He went to the final round. Bobo's picked up wins in Muncie at the Million a couple of years ago, and then took home a win on Thursday at the Jegs U.S. Open at Bowling Green last year. Wynette closest to the camera. Win light, Mr. Thursday, he is staying alive. 26, missed the tree, but Wynette broke out. Took way too much stride. Buddy Farrell, Brighton, Tennessee, taking on Bart Nelson, the LaPorte, Texas runner. Somebody walking away with a cool $40,000. Whole hard cash tonight. Tell you what, Whiteette having a tough day. She went out in round one, then went out in the buyback round. But here's the good news. She's the winner of the K&R Performance Best Losing Package in round number one. Art Nelson wishes he had that one back. He was 4 red the wrong way. The Hitman, 4 red the right way, broke out by a whole bunch. Tell you what, we're still seeing a whole lot of those breakouts. Lynette Hudgens, you have won a prize pack from our good friends at K&R Performance. She's probably still in the car on the return road. Pick it up at the K&R trailer. Too much peanut butter. All right, here we go. Greg Roberts, Tyler, Texas. I think that's where Earl Campbell was from. Dylan Bontrager, the pride of Wiley, Texas. Hook 'em horns on the starting line. This is your buyback round for the dragsters. If you're still out there and you still haven't bought back in, you better jump on in it. There's $40,000 up for grabs. Winlight, Bontrager. When he was 15 on the tree, dead on one, 16th thou package. Roberts missed the tree completely. Johnny LaBousse, this right here is worth the price of admission just to see the buyback round. Johnny LaBousse, a household name in bracket racing. Jeff Strickland, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. And write some of that stuff down. Came all the way down from Canada. Going to take on Caboose. I can't call him Caboose. This is LaBousse. Round number buyback. LaBousse, Strickland, staging battle. Nobody wants to go in. Here they're. Winner, Jay Strick. Margin of victory, .003. Took out LaBousse by 9 inches. Strickland moves on into round 2. LaBousse's night is done in his dragster. Get the purse, almost $70,000 by my unofficial calculations. Try to add it up right, but it's normally wrong. Stacey Tritch and Rashad Blakely. Tritch, your winner. Look at that package. Tritch, dead 003, dead on 1, 4 thou package. And that's in a buyback round. Holy cow. All right, hey, how cool is that? Somebody's going to walk away with a carburetor at least. A $1,300 carburetor from our friends at Quick Fuel Technologies. Somebody's going to walk away with it. It's the best losing package in round number dos, as in Dos Equis. 12 of those right now would be pretty good. I don't know if they got them at the party tent, but I tell you, they do have plenty of food over there. Hamburgers and hot dogs, bottled water, you name it, they've got it right over there. Whole bunch of potato chips. Just a big, huge cloud of smoke going up. Boy, it looks really, really good. Somebody who knows how to cook. That's Dale and Dixie Simon. We're still in the buyback round for the dragsters. Shane Stout, hey, this is something cool. I didn't know this until last round till he came up. I'm digging the dash is actually lit up on Shane Stout's car. Hey, joining me doing some color commentary, my good buddy, soon to be brand new father, J to the Z, Jansen Melton. Jansen, welcome back.
Welcome back. It's good to be up here in the announcer's booth with you, Glenn. I figure if I can't win, what best way to enjoy it up here in the announcer's booth and have a perfect view of the track and watch the lightning show we got all around us.
The lightning's just like an extra added bonus, no additional charge. Shane Stout and Mike Eccles headed down track. One light goes to Stout. Look at him, he's 13 on the tree. Takes the win over Eccles. Eccles' night is done when he was 43. A big tip of the cap out there to Junior Stout. They're the authorized Mickey Thompson Performance Wheels and Tires distributor in the area. If you're looking for a set of Mickey Thompson tires, those guys will hook you up down there. It's Mickey Thompson Performance Wheels and Tires from our good friends at Hub City Tire in downtown Jackson, right underneath the bridge. Jeff Bobo, Brian Anglin, headed down track. Wampage says Jeff Bobo, taking his Father's Day present from last year. 002 takes the win by 28 foul. Dragsters, all right, there you are. First call, Dragsters to the lanes. Dragsters lanes 3 and 4. Dragsters lanes 3 and 4. Need you right back. We're fighting the weather. Door cars to lanes 1 and 2. Dragsters lanes 3 and 4. So, Jansen, what happened to you? That you got the transmission fixed on the car and then went out and just didn't quite have any luck with it?
Yeah, the car, it did basically what everybody's doing. I was 006. I run Greg Brotherton. He's tough. He's 10. I watched him all the way down. The last about 5 feet, he drops me. I was like, oh, that's okay. I dialed down. But the track has really come around. We didn't want that converter in the car. It's a little tight. It's picked up with the weather. It's quick. Yeah.
Well, there you go. We're certainly racing a double tough driver. Here's two drivers, to both of them, tougher than a $2 steak. Wait. Travis Eaton, the Waynesboro, Tennessee runner, taking on A.J. Ash. And I tell you what, Jansen, A.J., he's driving a whole bunch of hot rods this weekend.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure if he's driving, 3-4 cars. I can't keep up. I know he jumps out of one, jumps in another. We'll see how he finishes tonight. I'm not sure how many entry he has left, but he's definitely a tough racer. I mean, he can get it done anytime. Now, Travis is not a big, well-known racer, but he's definitely a big hitter down Jackson local in Mid-South area.
Absolutely. The Mid-South runner, Travis Eaton, the Waynesboro, Tennessee runner. Look at that. 9 thou on the tree. Dead on 1, 10 thou package. AJ goes red by 1 thou. Would have been tough.
Travis come out to play with the big boys, and he said, check that out, a 10 thou package.
So look, I can do it too. Anything you guys can do, I can do better. Or at least I'm going to try. All right, here's the guy, household name in racing, the little caboose, Johnny LaBoose Jr. Taking on Greg Toy. The Glenwood, Arkansas runner. He's in the Vega. He was so fast yesterday, he blew the hatchback off his car. One of the first passes down the track. It was cool. Yeah. All right, listen up. We need Dylan Bontrager and Greg Roberts to the announce booth. We need Dylan Bontrager and Greg Roberts to the announce booth. Caboose takes the win. Greg Toy tosses away a 13 red. Holy cow. That's a free lightning show. No extra charge right there. This ought to be a good race right here, Jansen. Tell them about it.
Yeah, last night's Big 10 Grand winner. First night, Chris Eidston in the red Roadster with the orange row cage. Say, look over here and see me. In the right lane, the Coca-Cola lane, farthest from the camera, we have Kenny Underwood.
Underdog driving the Jegs car, taking on last night's winner Eidston in the Corvette.
I always thought the purpose was to not be seen going down the track, but this guy says, hey, I'm over here with the neon orange.
Yeah, it's optical illusion. He takes the win light there. He is staying alive, moving into round number 3. Dragsters, we need you to the lanes. Dragsters to the lanes. Eidston takes out Underdog. Underdog's night is done. Once again, we need Dylan Bontrager and Greg Roberts to the announce booth in the tower, please. Dylan Bontrager and Greg Roberts to the announce booth in the tower. Rusty Ashmore takes out Senior. LaBouse goes 92 on the tree. Holy cow, something happened. Ashmore moving along and staying alive. C-Dish, Clint Dishman, Bruce, Mississippi taking on Greg Spencer. This ought to be a pretty good race right here. Now that Vega, Jansen, a lot of folks have driven that car. That's a really cool, successful car.
Yeah, that's a former Adam Davis car, I believe, if I'm correct. Probably won a lot of foot brake races, I'm sure. But now he's bringing out in Super Pro. Very nice little car, and he's running the Iceman over in the Summit lane there to the camera. Greg.
Iceman Greg Spencer taking on C-Dish. Dishman driving the car that Adam Davis has driven. Brian Robinson's driven the car before. C-Dish goes red by 10 the wrong way. Iceman, your winner. Iceman goes 34 on a 30, takes the win, moving on to round number next. Rick Taylor driving the Rick's powder coating car. Good looking 66 Chevy two-time station wagon. You know those guys. I think he does some of the work for you guys.
Yeah, Rick does some powder coating for our M&M race cars. He's growing every year. He's a very nice guy to deal with. If anybody needs powder coating needs, see Rick Taylor down in Memphis, Tennessee.
As soon as we start talking about him, sure enough, he goes red. Randy Seal takes the win. Taylor goes red the wrong way. His night's done in the door car. Seal moving on into round number 3. All right, here comes my man, Carlos Reyes Diaz from San Juan, Puerto Rico. That's a Chevy Vega, Jansen. How about that? I wonder if he drove the car all the way across the ocean.
I don't know. I'd hate to see the tow bill on that.
That's true. Taking on Flying Ryman, the Indianapolis runner, the Corvette crop top. This ought to be a good run right here.
And they're definitely from Puerto Rico. They're flying the Puerto Rico flag on the back of the golf cart. So it's really cool to have somebody from Puerto Rico all the way to Memphis, Tennessee. That's
super cool having somebody from another country. Flying Ryan and Carlos Diaz Reyes. Don't forget the best losing package picks up a $1,300 Quick Fuel Technologies carburetor. We're in round number 2. Look at that, Carlos Reyes Diaz staying alive. He's 9 on the tree, 15 on the dial, 24 package. Flying Ryan goes red by 2 thou. Jansen, this is one of the most unique cars here. I believe it's the Nash Rambler of Chris Fulcher.
Yeah, that car belongs to Artie Fulcher, if I'm right still, and that car's been around for a very long time. A lot of wind lights over the years. It's Very neat looking car, I have to say.
Brandon Gerald, he'll be taking him on in the pickup truck.
A little truck on the left-hand side of the Summit lane has seen two 50-grand wins from Scotty Richardson.
There you go. Scotty knows how to get her done. Winlight Fulcher, margin of victory 33 thou, and he is staying alive. Gerald's night is done in the pickup. Looked like these two cars had matching paint jobs, gold on top, black on the bottom. Alabama and Tennessee, you'll see it here right here on the track, and you'll see it in Knoxville the third Saturday in October, SEC football. Bill Connolly, the pride of Leroy, Alabama, takes on Travis Eaton. Eaton, double tough customer, local runner right here out of Waynesboro. Picked up a whole bunch of wins on the local level, trying to step up and run with the big guys here tonight.
I'll tell you, Glenn, watch the right lane because this car is well known to show you the oil pan. I've seen the car, it stands up very high.
Yeah, he said he put a different motor in the car, so it's not doing the huge wheel stands that it used to. Winlight, Eaton, look at him go. He's 21 on the tree, 643 with a dose on 642. Connolly missed the dial in.
And corrected. I didn't know he changed motors, but I do know before that he wasn't afraid to stand it straight up.
Oh, he used to love the car. Yeah, he'd do those gigantic 3-foot super stock style wheel stands and still going into money rounds. Bobby Johns out of Tampa, Florida, the runner in the Coca-Cola side. Kenny Smith came all the way from Indiana on the Summit side. And his night is done. He goes red 14 the wrong way.
Bobby Johns is 16, goes 7 thou under, so he's stepped pretty close for third round.
Don't forget, this is Quick Fuel Technologies round number 2. Somebody, the best losing package, picking up a $1,300 carburetor from all of our friends at Quick Fuel Technologies. Jeff Strickland from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, came all the way down for the race. John Herring from Mena, Arkansas. Probably hangs out with the Brodix team. You guys mentioned that you guys use some of the Brodix blocks and heads and what have you in some of your guys' cars.
Yeah, Brodix, they always make a great product. They fit and finish is second to none. I mean, they do a great job. They support the racers. I mean, what else could you ask for? They have great prices. I mean, their stuff flat out works, and it's fast. Great product.
There you go. Chase Strick. Moving on into round number 3. Herring 5 the wrong way. Strickland goes under by 1 thou. He'll be dialed in for the next round. Bob Henry backing up in the Summit side, closest to the camera, taking on Jason Rich. Rich in his other car won the run for the money, so he's already got some money in his pocket for the day. Picked up $500. Somebody's going to walk away. I tell you what, Jansen, the purse almost at $70,000.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night for somebody. I'm sure somebody's going to be sneaking down to Tunica after it's over. What do you think, Glenn?
No, I would be. Hey, don't forget to tip the announcer, too. Absolutely, because he's broke. He's got a 93 Cutlass over here sitting close to the staging lanes. It's about to boil over hot. Henry dead late. Rich made him pay for it. Rich was 009. Henry missed it big time with 77 trees, so his night is done. Jason Folk, he's also from Thunder Bay, Ontario, taking on Travis Cannon, the Oklahoma runner. What'd you think about the folks with this horrific fire they had in the transporter on the way to Bristol? That was just horrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, I watched the video, and words can't even explain. You know, I could imagine seeing the containers of fuel blowing up like mine. They said landmines, as Brian Folk explained. I couldn't imagine. I mean, you know, our hearts went out to them, and I think, you know, they seem they're going to recuperate just fine now. I mean, nobody was hurt. That was the main thing, and it was an awful scene. I mean, if y'all watched it they had a video, news channel reporters there. it was awful.
Yeah, you can replace race cars, parts and pieces, but you can't replace people. That's the main thing. So everybody was okay, so that's the important thing. Jason Folk left side, Travis Cannon right side. Staging battle up, they're in. Folk goes red, fourth thou. Hands the win to Folk, 477.3, way under. He was there for the taking, but he's moving on into round number next. Here's one of the $1 million men, Troy Williams Jr., Jansen. He's won it all before.
Yeah, he's definitely won it. I mean, like I said, he grew up in Florida. His parents had owned a racetrack, and I'm sure he races every single weekend. At least I've seen him at every track I've been to.
Yep, he is a primetime player. If there were a hitter, and I know sometimes the guys don't like to hear that word, whatever, but that's just the way it is. Williams is a primetime player. Scott Cook, Hillsboro, Missouri runner. He wants to be one too. Look at that, took out T-Dub. T-Dub 3 the wrong way, and he is done. Scott Cook moving on into round number next. Now this ought to be a good runner, a guy that you know real well with Jansen.
Yeah, we got in the summit lane nearest to the camera, we have, I call him the king because he is the king, Edmund Richardson. In the lane farthest from the camera, we have White out of St. Bernard, Louisiana. So we got Greenbrier, Tennessee, and Louisiana Horns here in the second round.
Wade White says, hey, look, I ain't scared. I'll take him out any day. Easy E left side, Wade White right side. Careful staging. Richardson, multi-time world champ, multi-time U.S. national champ. Wade White says, oh yeah, I want to win $40,000 today. White handed it right back to him on the finish line. Broke out too much, hands the win back to Easy E. Margin of victory, 9 thou.
Yeah, Edmund definitely shows you why he's nicknamed the king. He was behind 26-10 on the light, but dragged the brake, go dead on 6, fed him the finish line, and he goes under, and Edmund goes to the next round.
Yeah, I saw somebody on Drag Race Results said I nosedived a bridge and gave it back by 3 thou the other day in traffic. Greg Brotherton, Mena, Arkansas, the Brodix team car, taking on Charlie Coates, the Laurel, Mississippi runner. Those Brodix guys, hey, they do a really good job. They're represented right here on the start line, Jansen.
Yeah, it looks like Greg's pulling double duty in 2 different cars we got here. I think he's still in both entries as far as I know.
Winlight, left side, Coach took him out. Brotherton broke out by 3 thou. Margin of victory, 16 thou. Coates is a winner. Moving on to round number next. Brotherton's night is done in his entry. Lee Ivey, Benton, Kentucky. Hey, Jansen, what is up with all these guys that run transmission shops? There's like 5 or 6 guys here on the grounds that run transmission shops.
Yeah, transmission is definitely a big business. You know, a lot of these racers build their own racing transmissions. They do a lot of, you know, street car applications and diesel trucks, and name it. Transmission is definitely a big business.
Lee Ivey hands the win to John Benson. Margin of victory, 1 thou. The Missouri runner moving on. Jimmy Smith, Roanoke, Alabama. He's got a, what is his nickname? I can't get his nickname.
Jimmy Smith?
Yeah.
Supposed to be either Timmy Smith.
Timmy Smith.
Timmy Smith out of Roanoke.
He's got a nickname too, something. I don't.
They call him Two Toes.
Okay.
Not sure the story behind that.
All right. Jim Shaw, Davie, Florida. I wonder what it would sound like if his name was Rick Shaw. Two Toes Timmy takes the win by 6 thou. Okay, it's stuck now. And Roanoke Mafia staying alive. There's a bunch of guys from down in Roanoke, Alabama running Jansen.
Yeah, Rono definitely came to represent tonight. We got a Timmy's father, Mike Smith, in the Summit lane. There's to the camera, out of Roanoke, Alabama, versus Brandon Caples out of West Monroe, Louisiana, in the Coca-Cola lane.
Alabama and Louisiana, a rematch of the national championship in football. Brandon Caples has to drive it all the way to the end of the track, not just half track. Good race off the start. Look at that, Caples. These 006, dead on 6, 12th thou package, margin of victory 4 thousandths. Good run, another one of those Roanoke runners. Here's Brandon Taylor taking on the hitman, Buddy Farrell from right here in Brighton, Tennessee. We were talking about it a while ago, Jansen. Farrell's got a transmission shop too.
Yeah, Buddy Farrell, now when he comes to the line, you better bring your A game, because I'm telling you, I told him the other night, and I didn't mean to I know he didn't take offense to it, because me and Buddy go way back, but I told him, I said, Buddy, you're the only guy I know with age, you get tougher. I mean, Buddy is definitely one of the toughest. I call him Mr. Robot myself.
Yeah, former track champion here. As a matter of fact, he's deep in the points here for the track championship here at MIR. Good run the number. He was 22 on the tree. Taylor handed it to him. His 00T, 002, 14 on the pack for a 16 package. Taylor moving on into round number next. All right, here's the Graham Cracker. Cody Graham. Used to call him the kid. He's not a kid anymore. Hey, wasn't that a cool thing that they did for Dylan Johnson? Did you see that?
Yeah, to make a tribute lap down the track, all in formation. That was a really neat deal. We all hate to hear of tragedies like that, and he's in a better place now. So it was a really cool deal to watch him go down the track and pay tribute to a young man who was in college, they said, to be an engineer.
I think that's right. You have Dylan Johnson funeral tomorrow in Collierville. Winlight goes to Larry Meadows. Meadows, double tough customer. He was 15 on the tree, dead on the dial, 15th thou package, margin of victory, 4th thou.
Said earlier, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the graham cracker crumbles on that one. Derek Hubbard, D-Hub, he was part of the tribute to Dylan Johnson. Frank Canuter, Frank Computer, Mesquite, Texas, Ontario, Canada. D-Hub, the winner, margin of victory 4 thousandths over Cahotek. Bubba Smith, that's everybody's cousin. Every family in the South's got somebody named Bubba in it. Don Hanson out of Palm Beach, Florida. Either he's got to be the long distance award winner or Wynette Hudgens is.
I think I'm going to have to go with the Puerto Rican.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
When somebody has to cross an ocean to get here, I believe they should get the award.
There you go. They should get a long-distance award, absolutely. Hanson, Coca-Cola side. Bubba Smith, Heidelberg, Mississippi in the Summit side, closest to the camera. Yeah, Hanson got timed out. There's a 7-second timer. If he doesn't go in and stage within 7 seconds, he will get timed out.
I'd be curious to know what happened on that run, but I do know that he didn't get in time. Like Glenn was saying, there is a staging time. Once the guy breaks the stage beam, the other guy has 7 seconds to get in or he's out.
That's right. Courtesy staging is in effect. That way we keep the show running quickly. Next up, Ryan Richardson, Easy-E's son, taking on Alan Wickle out of Saraland, Alabama, Jay.
Yeah, this little up-and-coming star, I'm going to call him. I told Edmund the other night that these older guys are going to going to have it rough when these young boys grow up because they're already out here winning rounds. Young Blake, he's already gotten the money last night. It'll be tough.
Win light, Flying Ryan, margin of victory 5 foul. Flying Ryan was 6 on the tree. Takes out Wickle. Here comes the Jigs team car. Troy Coughlin Jr. taking on Danny Schubert, a local runner from Olive Branch, Mississippi. Jensen, you can see those Jigs cars from a mile away.
Yeah, they look like a big bumblebee, a stick bumblebee. But hey, racers, don't forget the loser of the second round here gets a $1,300 brand new carburetor from our friends at Quick Fuel Technology. That'd be a cool deal to bring home a brand new carburetor.
We are in the Quick Fuel Technology round number 2. Somebody picking up a $1,300 carburetor from our friends at QFT. There's Troy Coughlin and Danny Schubert. Away they go. Win light goes to the Jigs team. Coughlin was 004 on the tree. Takes out Schubert, whose night is now done. Here's the $1 Million Man, Jay-Z. Everybody know this ought to be a good local matchup right here.
Yeah, this is a matchup you'd see in the final round any night at here in the Mid-South, especially at Memphis International Raceway. 2 homeboys over in the Summit Lane. TJ Tracy, former $1 Million winner. Matter of fact, I think he won the first ever $1 Million race, right, Glenn?
Took home the first win, first million at Huntsville. That's right.
And the Coca-Cola Lane, we have Jesse Bobo, Mr. Thursday, as we call him, from Walnut, Mississippi.
Mr. Thursday and Mr. $1 Million Man fixing to take off down the racetrack. Our friends from dragstory.com documenting all the action. Here they go. Win light, Tracy. He was 11 on the tree, ran 74, 4 on 73. Jesse Bobo missed the dial big time.
Yeah, it looks like he lost about 300. I don't know what happened. His mile an hour's there, but TJ pulled that one out, so he's going to the next round.
Yeah. We're in round number 2, excuse me. Quick Fuel Technologies, round number 2. Don't forget, best losing package, a cool $1,300 carburetor from our friends at QFT. Here comes the champ, Steve McCrory out of Taylorsville, Georgia, taking on Stacy Tritch out of Paragould, Arkansas. Wampage all over the place. McCrory, the champ, takes him out. He was trip zip on the tree. And Tritch took way too much stripe, took 9 thou too much stripe. And gave it to McCrory on the breakout. Here comes the Mickey Thompson local distributor. Shane Stout, Junior Stout out there, his dad, directing traffic. And you know these guys real well. This is a double tough customer. Shane Stout's been getting a lot better lately, JC.
Yeah, Shane come up from the junior ranks. Used to run and I actually run with him a little bit in the juniors. Doing real well. Sporting the Mickey Thompsons on the back. He'll say if you want some, go see him. And Kevin Rodden, K&R Performance Engineering's got very nice delay boxes, mega dial panels, and you name it, he's got it if it's electronic.
Away they go, almost even at the hit. Down the track, who's it going to be? Win light goes K&R. Shane broke out by 7 thou, trying to stay out in front. Margin of victory, 9 thousandths of a second. Here's the Race Data Shop hometown car right here. You're watching live on the interweb. Dakota Lowry, the runner out of Florida, farthest from the camera.
Tracy Sons, RaceDataShop.com is going to pull out the win with the 007, 27 above, takes 7 thou stripe. Dakota Lowry is 18, 2 above. Tracy Sun's going to the next round. Right, next up, we have in the Summit Lane, Stacy Carpenter out of Leroy, Alabama. In the Coca-Cola Lane, we have Jeremy Maples out of Coweta, Oklahoma. I'm sure I said that wrong. Coweta. They're both green and clean. We got a lot of womps, and we got Jeremy Maples pulling out the win, a 25 dead on 5, a 30 thou package. Stacy Carpenter, 17, 22 above, margin of victory, 9 thousandths of a second. At Brodex.com in the left-hand Summit Lane from Mena, Arkansas. We got Mr. Jeff Bobo out of Walnut, Mississippi in the Coca-Cola Lane. Bobo is a well-known hitter here in the Mid-South. And we got Brotherton's traveling Arkansas. Both of these match up here in round number 2. Quick Fuel Technologies round number 2. Oh, and Bobo throws it away. Greg Brotherton will go on to the next round. He's 17 above, 34 package, and Bobo's dead on 0, but throws it away, 11 thou.
Bobo tossed it away. You're going to have to rely on Jesse to try to get it done again. Here's Jason Rich. He was the winner of the Run for the Money, picked up a cool $500 in cold hard cash, taking on Rick Taylor in the dragster. He's a guy that does some of you guys' powder coating work.
Yeah, Rick's actually driving one of our cars. Rick, if you ever need any powder coating, go down to Rick's Powder Coating in Memphis, Tennessee. He's actually sponsoring the World Foot Brake Challenge live timing next weekend.
Yep, next weekend from Bristol. Rich and Taylor, there they go. Win light. Look at Rick Taylor going rounds. Margin of victory, 7 thou. He was 10, 18, 28 package. Rich couldn't win the number. So Taylor moving on to round number next.
Yeah, by the looks of it, I think Jason was doing a little wiggle dance down there and gave it back.
Something like that. Buddy Farrell and Brad Taylor.
Buddy Farrell, he's doing double driving duty tonight out of Brighton, Tennessee in the Summit Lane. And we got Bullard, Texas and Coca-Cola.
Texas runner goes 9 red the wrong way. Farrell driving Ed Hines' car. He's 15, dead on 7. I think that's 22.
22, yep, you're right.
There we go. Hey, don't forget, folks, need you back around as soon as possible. Once again, need you back around as soon as you're cooled down. Don't forget, plenty of food down there if you're already done for the night. Plenty of food down there in the party tent. Jensen, you've already had some of it. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, they got the big Black Angus hamburgers, hot dogs the size of cucumbers, like I said. Really good food. If you haven't ate tonight, you definitely need to go down there to the Dixie House Cafe hospitality tent. They're cooking up some hamburgers and hot dogs, and they got chips. Oh, the gallo, they got a nice mix of that down there.
I don't know what it is, but it tastes real good.
I probably don't want to know what it is, but it sure does taste good.
If Dale Simon cooks it, I know I'll eat it because it's good stuff. That's for sure. Don't forget, need you back around as quick as possible. Need you back to the staging lanes as quick as possible.
That looks like Tommy Phillips, ex-TNT. Taken was sponsored formerly by Tiger Fuels or something.
Yep, I believe that's the old Tiger Flow car.
Sorry.
Dylan Bontrager and Jeff Strickland. Jeff Strickland out of Regina, Saskatchewan, made the tow.
Hey, Glenn, can you point that out on a map for me?
Absolutely, it's up in Canada. and Saskatchewan is one of the Canadian provinces.
I think Sasquatch lives there.
Saskatchewan, something like that. Strickland right side, Dylan Bontrager left side.
If the Tiger Paw in the Summit Lane can take out the old sticker punk out of Red Bay, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. I can't even say it.
Something like that, that's right. Look at Jay Strick, he's perfect. Perfect on the tree, dead on 5-thou package. Door cars round 3 to the staging lanes. Attention in the pits, door cars round 3 to the staging lanes. Door cars to the staging lanes, 5-thou package. Not much wiggle room, Jansen.
No, Bontrager was 8-thou package. Strick took 3-thou, margin of victory, 0-0-3. Timmy Smith in the Summit Lane out of Roanoke, Alabama. The Coca-Cola Lane, Alan Wickel, runner out of Saraland, Alabama. We've got 2 Alabamians going to lock horns here in the round 2 Quick Fuel Technologies round. Get somebody who's going to take home a $1,300 brand new Quick Technologies carburetor. Then I'm going to have to pick somebody from Alabama who's going to win this round.
That'd be a good bet.
Definitely a betting man, so I'll take Alabama.
Alan Wickel and Timmy Smith. Don't forget door cars round 3, need you to the lanes. Door cars round 3, need you to the lanes.
I'm not really sure how many cars Timmy's driving. I know he's driving 2, if not 3.
But most appearing entries, Alan Wickel takes him out this round. Wickel, 16 on the tree. Dead on 2, 18-thou package. Margin of victory, 9-thou. This right here ought to be a good race. Johnny Labuse, I believe that's Little Labuse. Here's the caboose driving his team car. I think that's his old car.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure if he still owns it. As far as I know he does, but these are 2 buddies here, both out of White House, Tennessee and Jolton, Tennessee. I'm going to lock up right here round 2 and see what happens.
Double breakout, Labuse was 7, broke out by 3. Gerald broke out by a country mile, broke out by 5 Hunt.
Jeffrey was dead on the line there. He was 42.
This was like 00 anything.
What's new? He said, put it on the line, I'll be 00. It's not a problem.
Jesse Glenn, Memphis, Tennessee, the odd number right here. A local runner, been doing it for a long, long time.
Call him Bad Jesse Glenn.
There we go, look at him. He's 13 on the tree, dead on 5, 18 package. Glenn moving on to round number next. Round number 3 dragsters, need you to the lanes. Round 3 dragsters, need you to the lanes. Here we go in a folk round cars, round number 3. Folk race cars pitching in $500 for anything they've got for the best losing package in round number 3. Jeff Strickland, you have got the bye run this round. Tell you what, Jansen, this looks like it might be a good race to kick off round number 3.
Yeah, we got Carlos Diaz-Reyes in the Summit Lane from San Juan, Puerto Rico. He's not playing around when he crosses an ocean just to come play with these boys. Travis Eaton out of Waynesboro, Tennessee in the Coca-Cola Lane. Big hitter here in the South, local.
Win light, Travis Eaton, he's 003. Carlos Diaz-Reyes broke out by a country mile. Hands the win to Travis Eaton. He is staying alive. Thanks so much for Carlos Diaz-Reyes. We're so glad they came to race with us this weekend. This ought to be a good race right here. Randy Seal out of Pontotoc, Mississippi. Rusty Ashmore from Como, Mississippi.
Ashmore and Randy Seal, both clean and green. Randy Seal taking the win, 9 foul margin. He's 33, dead on 1. Rusty Ashmore took a little too much stripe.
All right,
under.
Dylan Bontrager, you are the best loser in round number 2. You picked up a $1,300 new carburetor from our friends at QFT, our good buddies at Quick Fuel Technologies. Dylan Bontrager, you've got a brand new $1,300 carburetor from QFT. Here's a little caboose in the Iceman. This ought to be a good race, Jay.
Yeah, these are 2 local Music City Raceway runners. Iceman Greg Spencer in the Summit Lane and LaBouche Coca-Cola Lane.
Yeah, they almost renamed the Spring Fling the Johnny LaBouche Jr. Memorial event after he mopped the map with him last year.
Took away 30 grand.
$52,000 that he took away. Look at that. Spencer goes trip zip and then breaks out. Little caboose, 16, 9 plus 9. That's a 25 package. I'll get it right in a second. Okay, here's last night's winner.
I'm digging the neon orange roll cage. Chris Heitz in the Summit Lane, Mineral Wells, Texas runner. Chris Fulcher out of Whiteville, Tennessee.
Ought to be a good run. Fulcher trying to defend the home turf. Heitson saying, oh yeah, well I took it all last night. I'm going to do it again tonight. He is still in. We're in round number 3 of Folk Race Cars, round number 3. Dragsters to the lanes. We need dragsters to the staging lanes. Round number 3. Dragsters to the lanes.
Yeah, we got Chris doing the super gas style almost stop racing. How about that, Glenn?
He got her done right there. Look at him. He's 36 on the tree in 3. Fulcher broke out. He had him. He was dead to right. Took too much stripe. Hands the win to Eitz and margin of victory 5 foul.
Yeah, Fulcher just missed it. 2 foul under. Here at Race Cars, we got round 3. Folk Race Cars, round 3 coming up.
All right, here we go. Round number 3, Mississippi and Florida, represented coming out of the burnout box. Charlie Coates out of Mississippi, Bobby Johns, the runner out of Tampa, Florida. Certainly a big thank you to all of the folks watching out there on the cyber web. 4 different websites streaming live. RaceDataShop.com, DragStory.com, Motormania, and live stream. Thanks so much to everybody who made that happen. Charlie Coates, the winner. Bobby Johns, broke out by 3 foul, hands the win to Charlie Coates. Here's Jay Strick, Regina, Saskatchewan. John Beeson out of Missouri. Beeson in the car closest to the camera. Strickland's been running out of the right lane. So are you superstitious as a driver? Do you want to stay in the same lane most of the time?
Well, you do, because, I mean, you know, no matter what track you're at, there's a little bit of variance lane to lane. Out on the tree, maybe the track full, slow, fast, one lane. Try to stay in your own lane. You know, when you get in the later rounds, then you try to shuffle people out of their lane. But yeah, you definitely want to stay in your own lane.
There they go. Away they go, just about even at the hit. Win light goes to Jay Strick, staying alive.
It's Clary, okie dokie.
Doing the happy dance on the starting line.
OK Motorsports. He's down there pumping his fist for his driver. He's hanging in there.
Jay Strick goes to round 4. Right now we're in round 3 Folk Race Cars, round number 3 here at the Ironman Classic. Here we go, Jason Rich, Cookeville, Tennessee, taking a Bubba Smith. Bubba out of Heidelberg, Mississippi.
$500 cash and run for the money with a dead zero.
That's right.
You can't pick him up an extra.
$40,000 to the winner, $7,500 to the runner-up. A total of about $70,000, give or take a bit, up for grabs. Of course, again, we're in Folk Race Cars round number 3. Rich has already got $500 in his pocket from the run for the money.
Car's leaning to the left just a little bit there.
There he goes. He's got it all. He's got $500 in his pocket there. Wampage Rich dead on 6. He's 006 dead on 9. 15th thou. Bubba Smith was done when he was 25 on the tree. This ought to be good. Here's the car he used to do those gigantic 3-foot wheel stand super stock style. Travis Eaton, Waynesboro, Tennessee, the Oldsmobile Cutlass farthest from the camera. Scott Cook, the Hillsboro, Missouri runner in the dragster closest to the camera.
Out and play with the big boys and see if he can get it done here in the Folk.
Yeah, he told me a little bit earlier he picked up a big $5,000 to win race at Huntsville and then won at I-22 over at Alabama 2. Look at that. Eaton, 002 on the tree, dead on 6, 8th thou package. Handed it to Cook, who was 11 on the tree, so he was done. 8th thou package in the door car in Folk Race Cars round number 3. Eaton got her done. AZ, here's one of the Brodix team cars of Greg Brotherton.
Meadows, Coca-Cola lane from Bahia, Mississippi. Local runners going to go here in Folk Race Cars round number 3.
Once again, big thanks to our friends from Brodix for being a big part of the fun here this weekend. Brodix cylinder heads, manifold cylinder heads, and engine blocks.
Brotherton 16 to Meadows is 23 16. Brotherton go the next round.
Meadows just kind of missed it. Here he is. Here comes the Easy E. Edmund Richardson. I call him Easy E because it seems like it's pretty easy for him to win anywhere in the country.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. National event, local, big money bracket race, Edmund's won it all.
A local Saturday night, anywhere he can get her done, or whether it be the U.S. Nationals, seems like it just doesn't faze him. He's a winner anywhere he goes, taking on Alan Wickel, the Saraland, Alabama runner on the Coca-Cola side. Look at that. Easy E in trouble, and his night is done. Alan Wickel, 004, dead on 2. 6th thou package, not any wiggle room for Easy E. Edmund is done. He was 14 on the tree and just missed it. How about that? Edmund Richardson out of here in round number 3, Jay.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but I think his son Ryan's still hanging in there, so they still got one more entry.
They're holding up the family honor. Stacy Carpenter over on the right side, him and Rodden. That's the K&R team over on the Summit side of the racetrack.
Rodden, K&R Performance Engineering, delay boxes, anything electrical that you need for your race car, he's got it.
And he goes 2 thou reds. Carpenter was 009, dead on 7, 16 package to take the win. We're in Folk Race Cars round number 3. Again, $40,000 to win. Total purse of about $70,000. Here's Jason Folk, Thunder Bay, Ontario runner. It's up in Canada, taking on West Monroe, Louisiana's Brandon Caples. Jason said, no, I'm not from Canada. I'm from Illinois.
Not really sure where he's
Who knows, man? I'll tell you what.
Wherever he stays that night.
Certainly glad to see that they're okay after the fire headed to Bristol. As long as they're okay, that's the main thing. Just certainly glad nothing happened to anybody.
Yeah, actually, that was Jason's cousins, Brian and Nick, wasn't involved in that accident. So they're all part of they're one big family. They all race, and that's all they do.
Huge family, folk. Uh-oh, look at that. Folk goes out in round number 3. Brandon Caples, 004-19. So that's 23. Jason was 26 on the tree, and his night is done in round number 3.
We call that mathematically ineligible off the line.
There you go. Here's the champ, Stephen McCrory, taking on Jeremy Maples out of Coweta, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, I bet he's seen a couple of twisters or two.
I'll tell you what, absolutely.
Well, lightning don't scare him.
No problem at all. Look at that. Got the breakout. Good to see the lovely and talented Katie Armitage out there taking photos of it. She's the public relations manager here at Memphis International Raceway. Well, this ought to be a good race. One of the local runners, D-Hub, Derek Hubbard, driving the Danny Nelson Racecraft team car. Dan Lippy's car, taking on Troy Coughlin Jr. in the Jigs machine. I don't know about you, Jay, but I love doing jigs.
You want to go buy something from Jigs. I'll do it just like they do, but I'm not going to embarrass myself.
I'm not too good at it either, now that you mention it. Derek Hubbard, the Coca-Cola side. Coughlin's he's going to be taking the tour down the Summit side. D-Hub missed it by a country mile. He's 16 the wrong way. Hands the win to Troy Coughlin. Coughlin was 11, under by a Hun, but he's moving on into round number next.
Richardson's son, Ryan Richardson, up and coming car from Greenbrier, Tennessee. At a shop.com car. Henderson.
A couple of Middle Tennessee runners. Tracy Sons driving for RaceDataShop.com. Flying Ryan, up and coming star in bracket racing. Hey, if you hang around winners, you learn how to win. That's what he's been doing all his life because his dad is certainly a winner. This is going to be a good race. Liable to see either of these cars at Bowling Green or at Music City any Saturday night.
I think Ryan run junior directions for a little while, and his dad said, let's get you in a big car, make some big money.
There you go. Wampage on the top end. Tracy Sons the winner. Look at that. He's 10, dead on 1, 11th thou package. Margin of victory, 8th thou. The distance by less than 21 inches takes the win to go to round number next.
Two toes Timmy Smith from Roanoke, Arkansas.
Just for the record, I did not give him that. Nickname.
I have no idea.
Oh, here's my friend right here. We're going to get her over here and do an interview with her here in just a second. She's really good at that stuff. You can stand up in front of anybody at the Chamber of Commerce. Stand up in front of 1,000 of these folks should be a breeze. Yeah, if she can do it, absolutely. All right, here's the hitman, Buddy Farrell. Right here at Brighton, Tennessee, just newly christened the hitman this weekend because he can take out anybody. I think he's driving Ed Hines' car. That's one of the Racecraft team cars. Lovely and talented Katie Armitage is joining us here in the tower, the public relations manager. 2 toes goes red, 8 the wrong way. Hitman moving on into round number 4. We're trying to wrap up round number 3, the folk race cars round number 3 here at the Ironman Classic. Hey, if you guys haven't eaten, the party tent over there would be some place to get some great pictures. Hamburgers, hot dogs, bottled water. It would be really cool to have a photo of the cook over there. That guy's name is Dale Simon. Got about 12 race cars out here. A really successful businessman from down in Texas. We certainly want to say thank you to Dale and Dixie Simon for being a part of the fun here. All right, this is a prime time matchup. This is why you paid the big bucks to come watch this. Here's the $1 Million Man, TJ Tracy, taking on the loose caboose. This is the little caboose, Johnny LaBoose Jr. Jay-Z, this is worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah, you got the first ever $1 Million winner in the Summit Lane, TJ Tracy versus done that, won that, John White House, Tennessee runner. Hey, whoever wins this round could easily win it all.
Look at that, TJ Tracy. Jay-Z, you can tell him the numbers. He takes out LaBoose.
Yeah, TJ's 12, 23 above, taking 6th out. LaBoose is 20, 21 above. Margin of victory added up 0.006.
6 thousandths of a second. There you go. Rick Taylor driving the M&M car. Rick Taylor taking on Jesse Glenn, a couple of local runners. Tennessee and Mississippi represented right here on the starting line. All right, they're in. Win light to Jesse Glenn. Taylor broke out, took just a tad too much stripe. Here comes the sticker man, Jeff Strickland. Chase Strick out of Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Stickerpunk.com.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Really? That's cool. I've never heard of that. Did not know that. Driving for Tiffin Motorhomes. He's got one of the biggest motorhomes out there in the pits. Chase Strick taking his bye run. So he should be the last one down in round number 3, the folk race cars round number 3. Coming up next, round number 4. That's the Brodix round number 4 here at the Ironman Classic.
Taking it out, 11 goes 11 thou under.
All right, door cars, round number 4 for Brodix, round number 4. We need door cars for round number 4. The Brodix round number 4 door cars to the lanes. Right back around. We want to try to get the race done.
I hear some race cars fired up. Not sure if we're getting started with the Brodix.com round number 4. Got some cars coming out. That looks like Chris Eidston. Chris Eidston in the Summit Lane. Friday night's 10K winner last night, actually, against Travis Eaton. At the buy in his other car. He's going to try to take them both down to the round number 5. This is going to be a matchup right here. Got the Mineral Wells, Texas runner, Chris Eidston in the left-hand lane, Summit closest to the camera. Travis Eaton, Waynesboro, Tennessee runner in the Monza in the Coca-Cola lane, farthest from the camera. Guys on Ustream, RaceDataShop.com, dragstory.com.
Don't forget, here we go. Travis Eaton and Chris Eidston. Both of these guys have been winners. Eaton on the local level. Eidston picked up the big win last night. This is going to be a good matchup right here.
Let's see if the super gas throttle stop style throws off Travis Eaton here.
Winner Eidson. Eaton missed the tree, tried to make up for it, ran too fast. Eidson was 23 on the tree, 14 over. That's the margin of victory in the whole bunch. Eidson is moving on into round number 5. We're in Brodick Cylinder Heads, round number 4. Johnny LaBoose Jr., the White House, Tennessee runner. Here comes Caboose, taking on Randy Seal out of Pontotoc, Mississippi in the pickup truck. We are in Brodick Cylinder Heads, round number 4.
Randy Seal, Pontotoc, Mississippi, takes out the hitter, loose Caboose Jr. Perfect. Take out LaBoose.
Tell you what, double breakout. Randy Seal was a winner. Caboose knew he was in tough. Seal was perfect on the tree. Caboose trying to play catch up, couldn't run him down, broke out trying to do it. Jason Rich is already $500 richer. He's in the Coca-Cola side. Charlie Coates, the Mississippi runner, in the Summit side.
Almost identical down low. 12 for Coates, 13 for Jason Rich. Charlie's dead on 2. Rich is dead on 9. Added up, margin of victory, 0-0-8. Give the win to Charlie Coates going on the next round.
Ought to be a good race right here. Jay Strick from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, taking on the hitman Buddy Farrell. Hey, we're just having fun up here, man. Strickland. Stickerpunk, is that what it is? Stickerpunk.com?
Stickerpunk.com. He has the #1 fan, Mitch Clary, Okie Dokie, OK Motorsports.
Okie
Golf
dokie.
carts, trailers, I don't even know what all. He has it for sale.
You name it, he's got it. Taking on the hitman Buddy Farrell. For right here in Memphis, Tennessee, driving Ed Hines' car. That's one of Danny Nelson Racecraft team car.
Yeah, the Hitman. Glenn gave him Buddy Farrell. I call him the Hitman. You can call him Mr. Robot. You can call him anything.
This ought to be a good matchup right here. Either one of these guys capable of sneaking up and winning a big money race at any time.
Strickland was in trouble from right off the line. He was 16th thou in the hole. Give the win to Buddy Farrell. Up we got Troy Coughlin Jr. out of the Jigs team in the Summit lane. Coca-Cola lane, we got Stacy Carpenter, Leroy, Alabama runner, against Coughlin, the Ohio runner. Jigs normally has about 20 cars, about like Dale Simon Dixie House team. Saw the Dragster to the door car tonight. Both clean and green. Coughlin's going to pick up the win with the 11th thou package. Stacy Carpenter was ineligible right off the line. He's 12 dead on 2, 14th thou package added up.
Margin of victory, 3 thou. Again, we're in Brodick's Cylinder Heads, round number 4. Tracy Sons and Stephen McCrory.
Match up right here to Camp, Stephen McCrory, Taylorsville, Georgia runner, and Tracy Sons, RaceDataShop.com, Hendersonville, Tennessee runner.
He was whomping early. Margin of victory, 4th thou. McCrory, look at him go. 11 on the tree, dead on 3. Trying to do it with a mouthful of Dale Simon's hot dog. 11 on the 3, dead on 3, 14th out. Margin of victory, 4th out. Taking out Tracy's Sons.
Yeah, Tracy was 004, 1 thou under. He did all he could, but when McCrory's 14th out package, you added up, he needed to take, he had about 8 thou to play with, but just couldn't get it done, a little bit under. That hot dog must be good when you try to announce and can't even finish it. Somebody's going to walk away with $500 from our friends at Brodex.com. They're going to $500 gift certificate, good for any machine work, heads, intake, block, you name it. Brodex makes it. All your high performance needs.
Maybe they know how to work on my 93 Olds Cutlass here with the staging lanes. It's running hot all day. Something is going wrong with that car. Here we go, Alan Wickel, Saraland, Alabama runner. Right side farthest from the camera, TJ Tracy, the $1 Million Man. Both of them dial 473. Basically, who's going to get off the line first and plays the best games on the top end? Somebody's going to walk away a winner.
Former $1 million winner, TJ Tracy, throws it away. He misses it by a bunch. He's 17 red. Wickel's going to be 10, dead on 7, 17th out package. Moving on to Fab Shop, round number 5.
And somebody's going to be picking up $500 worth of Brodex products. Speaking of Brodex, here comes one of the team cars right here, Greg Brotherton. Brodex cylinder head, aluminum blocks, you name it. Hey, I got a question. What if Greg Brotherton is the best losing package?
I was just fixing to announce that. I guess he'll come out even on that deal.
I guess that means he's got to give himself $500 worth of Brodex products.
Yeah, I think that means he'll just walk in there, turn on the machine, and go to work.
There you go.
I'm probably going to go out on a limb here, though, and say he doesn't.
Yeah,
I think he wants the 40 grand.
That'd be one I'd want to nosedive if I could, as long as I won. All right, Greg Brotherton taking on Brandon Caples. Arkansas left side, Louisiana right side. Thanks so much to everybody for sticking around. Don't forget, you can camp here tonight. Certainly glad to have you here. Brandon Caples, the winner. He was 006, under by 1 thou. Brotherton was 16, under by 7 thou. Margin of victory, 6 thousandths of a second, about 10.5 inches on the far end. Well, I think Jesse Glenn needs you to the staging lanes. Jesse Glenn needs you to the staging lanes. Jesse Glenn will need you to the staging lanes. All right, here we go. Jeff Strickland, Thunder Bay, Ontario. Jesse Glenn, Memphis, Tennessee. Glenn been doing this for a long, long time. Strickland driving for Tiffin Motorhomes. Got some Hoosiers on his car. I had Ronnie Maggard up here. Shuri Kujay had Ronnie Maggard up here from Hoosier Tire, and he was representing and hung out here for a long time.
Yeah, if you need any tires mounted, balanced, He's always out here. However you need. Probably be at the World Foot Brake Challenge next week.
Yep, there we go. It was over just about the hit. Jesse Glenn missed it big time. He was 42 on the tree. Jay Strick was 9, 29, whatever that is. Margin of victory, 12 thou.
38 thou package. 12 thou margin of victory.
38 package takes the win in round 4. Travis Eaton. I just love this car. I think it would be perfect in super stock. Corey Todd Performance Chassis did all the work on it. Corey Todd, and you would know this, Jansen, was Larry Todd's son. Larry Todd ran Jackson Dragway for a long, long time while you and I were growing up there.
Yeah, he did. I was too young to remember most of that. Travis Eaton, local hitters coming out to play with the big boys and getting it done, going under round 5, Fab Shop.
Well, there we go. I think that wraps up round number 4. Vicki Eaton out there videotaping everything, does a fantastic job. She's got probably about 75,000 rounds videotaped just this year already. All right, there we go. Looking for 5 cars. Oops, excuse me, looking for 10 cars. I hear hot rods coming out from underneath the tower. Round number 5, Fab Shop round 5. Don't forget, here are the winners, the best losing winners so far. Wynette Hudgens in round 1. Dylan Bontrager round 2. Ryan Richardson round 3. Stacy Carpenter in round number 4. So here we go into Fab Shop round number 5. Here comes the champ, Stephen McCrory, taking on Alan Wickel. Stephen McCrory in the lane closest to the camera. Alan Wickel farthest from the camera on the Coca-Cola side. Right, I think Wickel's running a pair of Hoosiers on his hot rod. Ronnie Maggart will be happy with that. Winlight McCrory. Camp moving on. He's 14, 22. Wickel missed the light big time. He was 51 on the tree. Tell you what, Jay-Z, sometimes when you get to these final rounds in some of the events, you'll see some of the reaction times just way off. It's like the nerves start getting to the guys.
Yeah, that's normal. I mean, the pressure gets to people, and then the ones that the pressure doesn't get to as much, you'll see they come out on top. But definitely got to him there. He was 41. He'd probably like to have that one back, but I definitely know the champ was happy about that.
There we go. Jay Strick, Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, taking on Laurel, Mississippi's favorite son, Charlie Coates. Coates brothers from the camera. Jay Strick, closest to the camera. They're in. Winlight Jay Strick. Look at him go. He's 8 on the tree, 1 on the dial, 9 thou package, margin of victory. And Coates was no slouch either. He was 6 on the tree, 6 on the dial, 12 thou package, added up, margin of victory, 0.003 of a second for Jay Strick, moving on to round number next. Chris Eidson, last night's winner. Mineral Wells, Texas. He's got a pocket full of cash on him right now. He's looking to add to it. taking on Troy Coughlin Jr. in the Jigs Mobile. Now, Heidson's been in the left lane all night long, running out of the right lane right now. Look at this. Look at the guy go. Eidson, perfect on the tree, dead on 2,000ths package for the door car. Eidson got her did. Moving on to the round of 5. He'll take on the champ next round. Eidson took out Jags. 2,000 package for the door car. Not a lot of wiggle room, Jay.
Yeah, I believe it was the neon orange roll cage.
Buddy Farrell, Brandon Caples, the hitman, local runner, left side. Closest to the camera, Brandon Caples, West Monroe, Louisiana. Coca-Cola side, farthest from the camera. A malfunctioning tablet, can't pull up the chat rooms. Almost identical at the head, Winlight, hitman, look at him go. He's 9 on the tree, 4 on the dial. 9, 14, 21. Caples couldn't run the number. Margin of victory, 4 foul. So Farrell will take on Jay Strick next round. Here's the final pair. Randy Seal, Pontotoc, Mississippi, the pickup truck. Travis Eaton, Waynesboro, Tennessee, and that high-flying Olds Cutlass. Red light start, missed it by a country mile. Seal was there for the taking.
Sharp objects away from Travis because Randy was 80. I repeat, 80 on the tree.
80 on the tree. I could have done that with my moped. Almost. Travis Eaton goes down fighting. Like my dad said a long time ago, if you don't red light every now and then, you're not trying hard enough. All right, here we go. This is going to be the round of 5. All right, always good to have friends up here. Hang on to that one right there. Always good to have friends right here. And the announce booth, we just grew by one more. Glad to have them up here. Ronnie Mackert from Hoosier Tire, welcome back.
Yes, glad to be back. Watch this good racing here. And we're going to have some good matchups right here and should have some interesting races, some good racing. We'll see what they do.
So how many of the players that are still left in are running Hoosier Tires?
We got 3 there. We got 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 represented by Hoosier Tire. So here we go. Matter of fact, 2 door cars, well, there are 2 door cars left in. Edson and Randy Seal.
Both representing Hoosier Tires. If you need Hoosiers, you go to see Ronnie Mackert. He can fix you right up.
All right, let's pick a winner out there on Cyberweb. Jeff Strickland taking on Randy Seal in the door car. Both of them running Hoosier Tires.
Jeff Strickland, stickerpunk.com. I'm not even going to tell you where he's from. Glenn, help me on that.
Thunder Bay, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Puerto Rico.
Absolutely.
Red Bay, Alabama.
That's right. Randy Seal out of Pontotoc, Mississippi. Both of these guys running Hoosier Tire.
Yes, both of them done a real good job today. They've been right on the number. Seal's got a new set on, put them on this morning, so he struggled a little bit yesterday, but we got him back on track today.
All right, here we go. Dragster and door car. 2 door cars left. Who's it going to be? Strickland in the dragster, Seal in the door car. They're in. Jay Strick in trouble. Look at him pull it out. Seal took way too much stripe trying to stay out in front. Strickland was 26 on the tree, missed it in a big way. Margin of victory, 29 foul. And he was there for the taking, Jansen.
Yeah, Strick was 26 to Randy's 007. Randy was just trying to stay out front. Lost track of him, went 4 thou under, just barely missed it.
Strick realizes he's in trouble there and gets behind like a good racer.
Up drop. That's what I call it.
Stephen McCrory. Here's the champ taking on Buddy Farrell, newly christened as the Hitman from Brighton, Tennessee, driving Ed Hines' car. That's a Racecraft chassis team car. McCrory, the car farthest from the camera. Farrell nearest to the camera. They're in. Identical on the hit. Wind light. Drop it like it's hot. The champ. He's 18 on the tree. Perfect on the dial. 18th out package. Farrell couldn't quite do it, Jansen.
Yeah, Farrell's 86-1, 11th out above. I couldn't rip. I'm sure it was champ. Margin of victory, 11th out.
Race right there. Got the. He's just going to stage her up and back her up. He's ready to go. He's done 1-1, looking for 2.
Ronnie, you got a door car. Brother's got one. Drive it. What about the neon orange roll cage?
Well, he said that car was all neon orange when he bought it. I talked to him yesterday. He said I had to change something, but I couldn't change it all.
Yeah, I like the neon orange. I think that's the next color. We're say one of these two racers, Edson Strickland's going to be winning the Hoosier. That's the losing package. One of them's going to walk away with a $500 gift certificate to Hoosier Racing Tires and Ronnie Maggart. We appreciate him coming on board.
All right, here we go. Coming back on in here. Ronnie Maggart of Hoosier Tire. This right here, Ronnie, is going to be a fantastic drag race right here.
Yes, this ought to be a real showstopper right here. 2 good drivers, both of them. He's been on the dial, so it ought to be a good race right here. And regardless of the loser here, he's going to have the best losing package because there's not but 2 of them right here. Back to run the champ.
There you go. Either a current customer is going to get him just about another set of brand new Hoosiers, or you might convert Edson into Hoosier customers.
Edson's running a set of Toyos, right? Only set on the ground.
Toyo drag tires. I didn't either.
It's a promotional.
Wow. All right, here we go. Dragster in the lane closest to the camera. That's Jeff Strickland. Corvette. That's the door car. The lane farthest from the camera. Chris Edson. They're off. Wind light. Jay Strick. Here's the numbers. He's 2, 12, 14 package. Jay-Z Edson's package wasn't too bad at all.
Yeah, he's 10, 16 package. I didn't see the
26, not too bad at all. Stephen McCrory looks as if he may leg it on down.
shows his hand. I'm going to say he clicks it off.
Holy cow. Look at that. McCrory, you can call it. Ronnie Maggart, tell him what he did.
He's triple zip, dead on 9. This final is going to be a doozy. It ought to be a good race. And
all right. You asked for it. You got it. We're ready to rock and roll. We got a full house up here in the announce booth. Ronnie Maggart, glad to have you back here. Okay, time to put up. Time to make a prediction. Ronnie Maggart of Hoosier Tire, who do you think is going to win this race?
both of them's good racers, but I got to go with my man Strick. He's on Hoosiers here. We'd like to make McCrory a Hoosier guy here. We got one of their cars tonight on the Chevy too, so hey, we'll let him try sometime, see what he thinks.
I'm going to be on Ronnie Maggart's side. I'm going to have to go with the sticker punk Jeff Strickland. That's who I'm picking.
Well, I tell you what's kind of unusual. Here in the here in the Goodyear sponsored round, we've got the Hoosier rep here on the announce deck with us. That's a little bit of irony.
Toyo guy, Hoosier guy.
There you go. Strickland in the lane closest to the camera, running out of Tiffin Motorsports. He's got one of the hugest rigs out there. Stephen McCrory, they call him the champ. He's out of Georgia. Somebody is walking away with a huge load of cash. Up here in the announce booth, a couple of guys think that Strick is going to win. I'm not picking either one of them because both of them are tougher than a $2 stake. Strickland, left side, closest to the camera. McCrory, right side, Coca-Cola side, farthest from the camera. They're in. Wampus already, look at that go. McCrory, he's 11.
11.24 off, 35 package. Strick's got a 36 package. Added up, margin of victory.
Margin of victory, 1/1000th of a second. Difference at the stripe, 3.9 inches.
Yes, that was a real good race there. That was decided at the finish line. Nobody wanted to stripe. And we got a 005 to 11 there. Super good race. Stephen McCrory, the champ. That's why they call him the champ.
A little bit of wampage, a little bit of pump and dump, but holy cow. Stephen McCrory dropped it like it's hot, took the win. The Georgia runner takes out Red Bay, Alabama's favorite son, Jeff Strickland, for the win. Stephen McCrory, congratulations. Don't forget, you can come right back around for the Winner's Circle presentation. He'll also pick up a huge check as well as an Ironman trophy. McCrory taking the win here tonight. Well, tell you what, folks, we've had a fantastic time. Last words, Ronnie Maggart.
Yes, it's been a good race. We're looking forward to being back here for the George Howard race and everything, and enjoyed it. Want to say a big thanks to Danny's sons. Chris Barker done an excellent job here and all the staff here. So we'll be back again next year. We'll see you in the race and be back for the George Howard race a little bit later this year in September.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. It was a pleasure to meet you, sir. Glad to have you. Welcome up here anytime. Jay-Z, last words from you, sir.
I appreciate Glenn giving me the opportunity to come up here and do a little bit of announcing. I'm sure I bored everybody to death, but I figure if I can't race and win, I might as well try announcing a little bit. But hey, Glenn, and we appreciate Dale Simon and Dixie House Cafe for putting on this amazing race, and weather held up for us, and a great job goes out to Chris Edson from Texas, taking home some big chunk of change, and definitely the champ, Stephen McCrory. He's getting out, doing a little fist pumping, representing the Jegs or the Jegs jacket, and taking home the big chunk of change tonight. So he's going to be throwing I'm sure a big party down there in Georgia tonight. What do you think, Glenn?
Absolutely. A whole lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining me up here on the announce deck, Jay-Z. You're getting better every time we do this kind of stuff, my friend. So congratulations also again on becoming a new father, as that's going to be coming up, and that is a life-changing event. Final words, congratulations to Stephen McCrory winning tonight, Chris Edson winning last night. So again, on behalf of the staff and management here at Memphis International Raceway, thank you so much for being here. Good night, everybody.